The question is, وَمَا هَذَا? Do you see that, brothers and sisters? وَمَا هَذَا? What is the meaning of wa? And. And. Wa means and. Okay, you know that Arabic language, you can put it into 3 groups. So what is wa? Is it a noun? Is it a verb? What is it? What I didn't say was particle. So it's a particle. Are you with me? It is ataf. We call it harfu ataf. So remember, but you do not have to memorize now. I'm only pointing out to you. Later on, I will be repeating it over and over, and inshallah, you will get into your memory. So wa means and. In English, we call it conjunction, and in Arabic, we say harfu ataf. As I said, you can write it down, but you don't have to really memorize it. Man is also ism. Man is also ism. Slowly, we will get into it. If I say something, and if you can write it, good enough. But don't, sit down to memorize it. It will come to us in the course of our class. Now we come to zalika. It's a pronoun. What kind of a pronoun? Demonstrative pronoun. And what do we call in Arabic? Ismu ishara. Okay. Now what is the difference between this and that? Both are pronouns, demonstrative pronouns. In Arabic, we'll say, Haza ismul ishara lil qarib, for something that is closer. And zalika ismul ishara lil ba'id, for far things. Haza qalamun, zalika babun. So when I have to point out something which is far, you just use zalika. Ready, brother? The question, ma is same. Ma zalika. What is the meaning, brother?
What is that?
What is that now? We are talking about that. Zalika najmun. That is a star. Hadha masjidun, which is closer to us. Wazalika. What is the meaning of wazalika? And that is a house. Hadha hisanun. This is a horse. Wazalika himarun. Are you with me, brother? Zalika himarun. Now, we want to ask a question. So we are bringing Hamza in front. Azalika kalbun? La. Zalika kittun. That is a cat, okay. Ma zalika? Zalika sarirun. Now we come to human being. And we say, Man hadha wa man zalika. Who is this and who is that? What is the answer? Hadha mudarrisun wa zalika imamun. Imam, the one who leads us in the prayers. Okay, brother? Ma zalika? Zalika hajarun. Look at the vowel signs, brother, and try to, inshallah, understand and memorize it. Zalika hajarun. What is the meaning of hajarun? A big rock. Hadha sukkarun. Look at the shadda on kaf. Hadha sukkarun. Wadhalika labanun. This is sugar and that is milk. Now, brother, thukkarun. Okay? This is an Arabic word. In English we say sugar, but it has been derived from Arabic. Sugar is derived from sukkarun. Are you with me, brothers? We welcome you to this new Arabic course. When you say a sentence, in Arabic we'll say al-jumlatu. Sentence is a group of words which make complete sense, brother. A group of words which does not make complete sense, then it is not a sentence. Then we can call it a phrase. Okay, we call it a phrase. So here we are concerned with sentence. Okay. Now, in Arabic language, there are two kinds of sentences. How many kinds? Two kinds. One is called al-jumlatul ismiyatu, and other is called al-jumlatul fi'liyatu. Fi'al. Remember, fi'al means verb. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Fi'alun means verb. Okay. So, it's very simple. Al-jumlatul ismiyatu, what do we call in English? Nominal sentence will begin with a noun. And al-jumlatul fi'liyatu, in English, verbal sentence will begin with a verb. Okay, fine. Easy, very easy. Let's talk about in English. A nominal sentence has two parts. It's broken into two sections. Section number 1, subject. What is section number 2? Predicate. Subject is a noun that we are talking about, and predicate is a statement about the noun. It gives a little more detail. Subject in Arabic is called al-mubtada. Al-mubtada. Or you can simply say mubtada. What will you say? Mubtada. Those who know Urdu, for them it's very easy, because they use mubtada. Jisse ibtada hoti hai. It's things with which you begin something. Mubtada. What is the meaning of mubtada? The thing which begins with. Okay? Something that is used to begin something. Mubtada. Okay? Subject. And what is called predicate in Arabic? Very simple. Al-khabaru. Or you'll say khabar. Are you with me? Khabar means news. What is the meaning of khabar? News. But as I said, brother, in English, we have subject and predicate. Are you with me? But in Arabic, we have mubtada and khabar. Are you with me, brother? Subject, predicate. Subject means mubtada, predicate means khabar. Every sentence, if it is a jumla ismiya, will have these two parts. There will be a subject and there will be a predicate. Now we come to al-kalamu maksurun. What is the meaning now? Say it loudly. The pen. What did you say? The pen. You started the sentence with the pen. The pen is broken. You started with the. You will always start with, what did you start with? The. It means you started with a definite noun. The mubtada will be most of the time definite. And then, brother, what about the khabar? Khabar will be most of the time indefinite. So you won't say in it, because it's an adjective. But if I say, Muhammad is a doctor, so what will you say? Muhammadun tabibun. Muhammad is definite, but tabibun is a indefinite. Are you with me? Now, more example, brother. Haza baytun. Are you with me? Baytun, a house. But haza, okay, actually it is definite. We are not going to go in detail now, but later on we will explain you that even haza is a definite. Because when you point out to something, it is something particular. But we will go in detail later on. Rule number 2. Mubtada will always be marfu. Are you with me? Mubtada will always be marfu. What is the meaning of that? It will end with a dhamma. See, now we are coming, right away we are coming to what we were trying to say in the beginning. That noun, it can be marfu, it can be mansub, or it can be majrur. Now, as I said, we want to know why they are marfu and mansub and majrur. So if it is a mubtada, it will always be marfu. Khalas. Got the idea with that? If it is a mubtada, it will always be marfu. And if it is news, khabar, then also it will always be marfu. And if there are no vowel signs, we will still make it marfu. So brothers and sisters, here we come. Al-kalamu maksurun. Is al-kalamu marfu? Yes. Is maksurun marfu? Yes. Huh? Okay. Both are marfu. Huh? What is al-kalamu? Mubtada. Are you with me? What is al-kalamu? Oh, where is the khabar? What about the pen? Tell me more about the pen. Where is the khabar? Maksurun. It's broken. Are you with me? So mubtada and khabar. Mubtada and khabar. Next sentence, brother. Al-babu maftuhun. What is the translation of al-babu? The door. What did you say? The door. Definite. You use that. Huh? Okay, and what is it now? What is the news? Is open. Huh? Okay, now we go in Arabic. Al-babu. What is al-babu? Mubtada. What is maftuhun? Khabar. The news. Are you with me? Is it clear? Brother, al-waladu, the boy. What it can be? It started the sentence. It's marfu. It started the sentence, so it has to be. It's mubtada. Huh? The sentence begins with a noun. Huh? So it is a nominal sentence. Jumla ismiya. Huh? The boy, that is our mubtada. Where is the khabar? Waqifun. Standing. Are you with me? So here we have got simple sentences and we are easily identifying the words in it. One is mubtada, other is khabar. Jumla ismiya, mubtada and khabar. Mubtada marfu, khabar also marfu. Are you with me? Al-kitabu, what is it? Al-kitabu jadidun. Al-kitabu mubtada, jadidun is the khabar. Are you with me? The translation is, the book is new. Wal kalamu, and the pen. Qadimun, that is your khabar. Next one, al himaru saghirun. The donkey is small. Wal hisanu kabirun, and the horse is big. Do you see the khabar is indefinite? All the time indefinite coming. Brother, tell me, isn't it easy? I hope you will find it easy. Because we will be repeating these things, inshallah. The grammar of Arabic language came from the Quran. The Quran dictates the grammar of Arabic language, brother. So everything that you want to learn about Arabic grammar, the Quran is going to teach you. And everything we will learn, brother. And from time to time I'll bring examples, Even examples of exception to the rule. We will find it in the Quran. And you will love it. And most of you are very well into Quran. You have been studying for a long time. You have memorized. But now you will understand the Quran from a different perspective. It will come to you in a different colors. And inshallah, we will feel the magic of Quran in our heart. Okay, inshallah. What is the first sentence, brother? Hada baytun. I want you to analyze it. Yeah. What are you looking for? Sister Salma? Mubtada and khabar. We are only looking for these two things. Okay. So when you say Hada baytun, where is mubtada? Hada is your mubtada. And remember, it is definite. It is Definite. Because when you say haza, you are pointing out to something particular. So it is definite. In fact, let me tell you a rule. All pronouns are definite. All pronouns are definite. Because the pronoun replaces noun. We will learn more about pronouns. Okay? So hada is the pronoun, and pronouns are all definite. Okay? By their nature, they are all definite. Okay, fine. Hada baytun. So hada is definite. Because we know mubtada has to be definite most of the time. Okay, hada baytun. What is hada? Mubtada. What is hada? Mubtada. Oh, where is the khabar? Baytun. But I told you this is all halwa puri. Now do you believe me? It is all halwa puri. Zalika. Zalika najmun. Zalika najmun. Where is mubtada? Zalika. Najmun is khabar. Remember, mubtada is marfu. So zalika is marfu. What is zalika? A pronoun. Are you with me? Zalika is pronoun. And all pronouns are definite. Definite. Are you with me? All pronouns are definite. Okay. Al-muhandisu. What is the meaning of muhandisu? Engineer. Al-muhandisu jalisun. It is sitting. Where is mubtada? Al-muhandisu jalisun khabar. Okay. Now next one. What is given here? Can you see the next one? What is given here? It is the khabar that has been given. So we have to bring a proper mubtada. But then we have to bring it from our head. It's not mentioned here. And mubtada is marfu, and it is also definite. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? It is definite. Fine. Nazifun. Something is nazifun. Something is clean. Are you with me? Tell me. Al-kamisu nazifun. So you started with al. Mubtada. Are you with me, brothers? Al-kamisu. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Next one is maksurun. Something is broken. So you are bringing now mubtadas. Al-maktabu maksurun. Mubtada khabar. Very good. Qaribun. Qaribun. Al-masjidu qaribun. Whatever you can say. Okay, brother? Something is far. Al-kamaru ba'idun. Very good, brother. And when your answers are correct, I get a special happiness that things are now, working and you are understanding. I would like you to memorize them, the vocabs. The vocabs we should memorize. And from now onwards, we should make a special effort to memorize. Allahu. Definite. What is this? Jumla ismiya. What is this? Mubtada. Where is the khabar of this? Ghafur. Allahu Ghafur. Allah is most forgiving. We are going to learn two kinds of Hamza. One is called Hamzatul Wasal. Hamzatul Wasal. Hamza of assimilation. Hamzatul Wasal. Hamza of assimilation. And the other one is called Hamzatul Qata. Okay. Now in the Quran which are printed in India, Pakistan, they do not differentiate between these two, brother. They do not differentiate between these two. But the Quran which are printed in the Middle East, Hamzas are clearly identified. And I think it is extremely, extremely important that we should follow the method which is coming from Middle East, because Arabic is their language. They know it, okay? So, what is the difference, brother? There are about 8 or 9 nouns in which, brothers and sisters, Hamza, when it comes, it's Hamzatul Wasal. Okay? We are going to learn it slowly. You do not, I don't want to write everything on the board. I will just introduce to you Hamzatul Wasal as it will come in the lesson. But I will try to explain you that in detail what happens with Hamzatul Wasal. If I write down, brothers and sisters, Al-Kitabu. What is this, brother? No. Alif has no sound. No, it is Hamza. Alif has no sound. It is Hamza. Huh? What is it? Hamza. But you see, you are reading as Al. You gave a vowel sign on Hamza. And you gave a sukoon on Lam. Are you with me, brother? Every time you will see Al, you will read it Al, without vowel signs. And you know there is a fatah here, and there is a sukoon here. You know it, brothers and sisters. Now, Hamzatul Wasal, it will be only pronounced if it begins, the sentence begins with it. Otherwise, you will not pronounce it. Are you with me, brother? If I say Al-Kitabu and then write down Jadidun, the sentence begins with Al-Kitabu. But suppose if I were to add here, wow, now what will become? Wal-Kitabu. Oh, why did you not pronounce Hamza, brother? Why did you not pronounce, brother? Any reason? Sister Salma? The reason is that it is Hamzatul Wasal. It gets assimilated. When does it get assimilated? When it comes in the middle or particle in front of it. Then you do not pronounce it. So what is this waw? It is conjunction. When it came in front of Hamzatul Wasal, you did not pronounce. You will say, Wal Kitab. But if I write, brother, Ahmad, do you see I put the thing here? This is the neck of Ain. What is it? Neck of Ain. Huh? I put it. Huh? Okay. Hamza is written as a neck of the Ain. Okay. When the Hamzatul Qata comes, you got to pronounce it whenever it comes and wherever it comes. If I had to write down here wa, what will you do? Wa Ahmadu. You cannot skip now. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? You cannot skip it now. You will always pronounce, no matter where it comes. So how do we differentiate? How do we differentiate? So whenever there is a Hamzatul Wasal, you will not put the Hamza sign. But there is a Hamzatul Qata, you will put that sign there. And because most of us are, our parents are from India, Pakistan, and we are used to India-Pakistan script, whenever you write, you always write like this. And my teacher always used to say, in a red ink, she would write down Qata on it. To tell me that this is Hamzatul Qata, you must put the neck of Ain on it to differentiate. If you only wrote, then this is technically incorrect. You have to write down with the neck of Ain. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Now, in order to tell people that this is Hamzatul Wasal, you don't write anything, but you put a little sign. It's kind of a small swad. This is for those who have difficulty, okay, in identifying. Out of 28 consonants, they are divided equally into two groups. In English, we call them moon letters and sun letters. And in Arabic, we call it al-huruful kamriya, moon letters, al-huruful shamsiya, sun letters. Now, when you have al coming, brothers and sisters, when you have al coming, if it is a moon letter, you will pronounce the lam. Al Abu. So I did pronounce lam. Are you with me? I did pronounce lam. Okay, the next letter is ba. And it is written here, al babu. Are you with me? Compare that to ta. We come to ta now. How will you pronounce this now? At-tajiru. You did not pronounce lam. Okay, you did not pronounce, you skipped it. What is tajir? Merchant. So, brother and sister, at-tajiru. Okay. Now this shata is given to tell you that this letter is shamsi. That is shamsi. Later on, you won't need it. Your mind will figure out, brother. Okay. So, brother, whenever there is a sun letter, you will not pronounce lam. You will not pronounce lam. Tha, what is the noun given? Athawbu. Dress. Athawbu. Then we have jim, brother. You will pronounce lam. Al-jannatu. The garden. Are you with me, brother? Okay. Now, then there is a ha. Al-himar. And then there is a kha. Al-khubzu. Bread. Are you with me, brother? As soon as you come to dal, there is a chain of sun letters. Are you with me? There is a chain of some letters till you stop at ain. So these are all sun letters. So it's easy. So let's remember, dal, zal, ra, za, sin, shin, sa, dwa, ta, za. Those are all sun letters. And when you will pronounce them with alif lam, you will not pronounce lam. Okay, look at this, brother. Ad-diku, not al-diku. Are you with me? Ad-diku. Ad-diku. Next one, brother. Az-zahabu. Gold. Gold. And then, brother, ar-rajulu. Ar-rajulu. The man. Not al-rajulu. It will be wrong to say al-rajulu. It will be ar-rajulu. We won't pronounce lam. Why? Because it is a sun letter. And then, brother, az-zahratu. The flower. My daughter's name is Zahra. Same. Az-zahratu. Okay. As-samaku. Fish. See? As-samaku. And then ash-shamsu. No lam. Hamza is pronounced. But if waw came, put waw in front of this, you will say wash. Even alif and lam both were assimilated. Wash shamsu. Okay? And then, brother, as-sadru, the chest. Ad-daifu, the guest. Guest. And then at-talibu, not al-talibu, but at-talibu. At-talibu. Then, brother, az-zahru, back. Your back. And then al-ainu, the eye. We pronounce lam, al-ainu. Okay? And al-ghadaw, lunch. Lunch. Al-ghadaw. Okay, brothers and sisters? Al-famu, mouth. Famu, brother? Mouth. Al-famu. Al-kamaru, the moon. Al-kalbu, the dog. Al-lahmu. Al-lahmu. Okay? Meat. Okay, and then we have al-ma'u, the water. An-najm. An-najm. Okay, fine, brothers and sisters. Al-waladu, al-waladu, al-hawaw. Hawa is not Urdu word. Hawa is an Arabic word. Now we understand from here onwards that the Arabic alphabet is divided into two parts, some letters and
if you want dictionaries, not only for Quran, but for ordinary Arabic, then of course HAMZAS is very good. He gives Madi Mudara. He also writes the letters, Kataba, and then he doesn't write I or ist, he just writes you, Yaktubu. And then he gives Masdar. It's very important, Masdar. He gives Masdar, but in Latin letters. And then if it is verb, he'll give you only, first of all, the meaning of the word mujarrad, and then he will go on to give the mazid. Number 2 means bab fa'ala, number 3 is bab fa'ala, like that. He has of course explained, and all of you know the numbers of the various babs. If it is a noun, he will write second declension. Second declension means mamnu min as-sarf. Second declension. And when he finishes with the verb, he comes up with the derivatives, nouns. For example, kataba yaktubu, and then he will kitab, maktab, all that. So it's a good dictionary. It's based on modern Arabic. Based on modern Arabic. If you want to find out the meanings of especially words that are special to Quran, Kataba, for example, you will find out. But there is a word Kataba, for example. Kataba in modern Arabic is to correspond. But in the Quranic Arabic, Kataba has a different meaning. That you will not find. It is not meant for. But in rice you will find Kataba. What does it mean? That is the contract that a slave gets into with his master to buy his freedom, to purchase his freedom. He will say within a period of 2 years, 3 years, whatever period they agree to, I will pay you, or I will serve you for such a period, I will pay you such amount of money. That is mukataba. فَكَاتِبُوهُمْ in Surah Al-Nur, فَكَاتِبُوهُمْ. So that you will not find. But you will find in Penrice, you will find in Abbas Nazvi's dictionary, the words, the meanings that are specially used in the Quran, and the forms, certain forms may not be found in modern Arabic, but they are found in the Quranic Arabic. All that you will find in these 3 books. There is a Arabic book, a small book. It is called Al-Misbah al-Munir. Al-Misbah al-Munir. Al-Misbah al-Munir, that is bright lamp. The author is Fayyumi, Al-Fayyumi. Al-Fayyumi. Al-Misbah al-Munir lil-Fayyumi. This dictionary, the speciality of this dictionary is that it mentions the bab. Bab, other modern dictionaries mention the bab, but they write fatha, dhamma, kasra, the print, fatha, dhamma, kasra. But here, that may lead to mistakes also, because printing mistakes, instead of fatha you can put kasra. He doesn't do that. For you, he says bab kada, bab nasara, bab fataha. So you can't make a mistake there, because he mentions the basic words which are used to determine the abwab. He is very particular about abwab. You will not find this in other dictionaries. And also singular and plural of nouns. he is very particular about it, very correct whenever he mentions plurals of nouns and bab of verbs. For, of course, that is a dictionary of ancient time. You will not find words that are used in modern Arabic. If you want modern Arabic, of course, you have HAMZAS. HAMZAS gives modern words belonging to modern Arabic. Words like electricity, like telephone, and all that you will find. A dictionary in Arabic is Al-Mu'jam Al-Wasit. Wasit means what? Medium. Al-Mu'jam is a dictionary. It's not very large dictionary, it's not very small, but it's medium. Al-Mu'jam Al-Wasit. It's one of the publications of the Arab Academy of Egypt. There are academies. One of them is in Egypt, so it is a publication of the Arab Academy, Arabic Language Academy in Egypt. It doesn't have one author, it's a group of people. It's also, I think, available. Do you have this? Yes. Al-Mu'jam Al-Wasit. Of course, those who have, they're learning the language may not be able to understand much from these, but in future you will, inshallah, be able to understand both these books. Reading will help, inshallah. I would suggest, of course, along with the Quran, the translation of Sahih al-Bukhari. Sahih al-Bukhari, because the language of the Quran is inimitable. But the hadith, language of hadith, you can make use of it in your daily life, because there are a lot of expressions that can be useful in daily life. So it's doubly because it is also a book of hadith, and also you will benefit from the linguistic point of view. You have Mohsin Khan's translation, Hilali and Khan, translation by Hilali and Khan in 9 volumes. It has been published by various publishers, Darus Salam, for example. So it is, this text of the hadith is on the right and the translation is on the left. It's a simple translation, and you will, inshallah, benefit from this. There is also a book, a collection of hadith, the Riyadh al-Salihin. I think you also have this, Riyadh al-Salihin, Nawawi. It's selection from Bukhari, Muslim, and different collections of hadith, and arranged according to subjects like Tawbah, like Salah, like different topics. You also have translation for this. So if you have translation, that will also help you. I would suggest that whenever you read and come across a word that you have been looking for, you want to express an idea and you don't know what word to use, you can, if you find this word, you can take down, have a small dictionary like thing, jot down all these words that you find useful. And also, more than words, I would suggest the expressions, sentences, or half a sentence that you think is very useful. You want to use this in your life, that kind of expression. You can either highlight it in the text itself so that you can easily find out the expressions, and also make a note of these expressions at the end of the book. Usually there are 2 or 3 pages without writing. You can make a note there, cross-referencing. So that way, when you finish reading this book, you will have a very good collection of words and expressions.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Okay, this is part 3 of al-jumu', the plurals. In the previous lessons, we spoke about the sound plural and how it's usually used for the lesser plural, although there are some exceptions to this. And we covered one of these, for example, the word ibn, son. It has two plurals, abna, which is on the pattern of jam'ul qillah, and we have the word banoon, which is here the sound plural, and it's used for the greater plural. Now that's one aspect, the greater and lesser plural. However, there's another aspect to this, and this is based on whether the actual plural indicates an action, somebody engaging in an action, or a state. So a fi'l is an action, while the ism is a state. And we spoke about this in a number of different lessons. Now when we use the sound plural, the jam'u salim, this plural will be closer to the action. Now although the jam'u salim is an ism, but it will be more closely related to the fi'l, the action that's associated with. While the jam'u taksir, the broken plural, will be more closely related to the ism, or the actual state. Now I'm going to be explaining this in some detail, inshallah. Okay, we have the jam'u salim. Now, the first aspect of this is that it has a similar structure to that of verbs. So what do I mean by that? Here we have the verb yahfadhuna, which means they are protecting or guarding. So this is the plural verb, and similar to this verb, we have the ism fa'il, hafidhuna, which means they are protectors. So as you remember, this denotes a verb or action, which has a time frame, while this is more of a state. Now just notice something about the ending, is that when they're made plural, it's done in the same way. And that's one aspect which makes them related, is the structure of how to make it a plural. Now the second aspect of this is that this jam'u salim, they act like a verb, grammatically. So what do I mean by that? The first thing is they can take an object. So for example, this is in Surah Al-Ahzab, it's talking about the believers, وَالْحَافِظِينَ فُرُوجَهُمْ. So furuja here is the maf'ul bihi, and that's why it's mansoob here. So one could actually say, instead of حافظين فروجهم, يحفظون فروجهم. You can use the verb form in place of the ism fa'il. But actually here, there's more emphasis. It's more emphatic to use the ism form here, because this denotes something that is happening always. And we spoke about this in a number of other lessons. Another point is that the jam'u salim can have an associated prepositional phrase. So jar majrur is associated with either a verb or something which acts like a verb or has the meaning of a verb. So just briefly about this is when we say, for example, Zaydun fil bayt. Here the jar majrur actually is associated with a hidden khabar. And this khabar acts like a verb. It's not associated with Zayd when we say Zaydun fil bayt. We'll talk about this in a lot more detail, inshallah, in a future lesson. But the point is that a jam'u salim has this associated prepositional phrase. For example, so here it's talking about the preservation of the Quran. وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. So here lahu, this lahu, the jar majrur, is associated with the ism fa'il, حافظون. So one could have said, actually, إِنَّا نَحْفَظُ لَهُ. What's happening? Lahu is being brought in front, and this is being changed into the ism fa'il. So that's two aspects, that the jam'u salim is similar to a verb. And that's why we say a jam'u salim is actually closer to a verb than the jam'u taksir. Now, another example. وَلَمَّا جَاءَهُمُ الْحَقُّ قَالُوا هَذَا سِحْرٌ وَإِنَّا بِهِ كَافِرُونَ. But when the truth came to them, they said, this is magic. Indeed, we are concerning it disbelievers. وَإِنَّا بِهِ كَافِرُونَ. So this jar majroor here is being brought in front. And then word kafirun, it could have actually been worded inna nakfuru bihi. That could have been worded, but here the ism fa'il is being used. And notice the jar majroor associated with the ism fa'il. Now what scholars of Balagha say is the following. It says here, fil kafirin or kafirun ma'na al-hadath. It has the meaning of action. فتعلق به الجار والمجرور أكثر من 10 مرات. Which means that the word kafirun, the Jam'u Salim, has an associated jar majroor in more than 10 places in the Quran. It says لقرب هذا الجمع من الفعلية, because of its closeness to the verb. Kafirun means somebody that's acting, doing this act. It says ولم يتعلق مرة واحدة بالكفار أو الكفرة. So there is no jar majroor associated with the two plurals kuffar and kafara, which are both found in the Quran. It finishes off by saying that these plurals, kuffar and kafara, occur in the Quran in 22 different places, and in none of these places is there an associated jar majroor. For example, jahidil kuffar, fight against the kuffar. Here it's indicating a title. Ulaika humul kafaratul fajara. So here they are disbelievers. It's not indicating an action. However, قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون. Here it's talking about ibadah, something that you do. So the word kafirun was used. Now with the Jamu Taksir. So it's used as a name and or a state. Now there are a number of other meanings associated with the different patterns of the broken plural. And this will be discussed in the next lesson, inshallah. So different patterns of the Jamu Taksir have different subtleties associated with it. Like for example the word kuffar and the word kafara. They're both Jam'ul Taksir. But what's the difference between them? Why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use kafara in one section and use kuffar in another section, when they both mean disbelievers and they're both broken plurals and they're both on the pattern of Jam'ul Kathra? So there's actually some subtleties that we'll go through, inshallah. So in front of us we have these four plurals. The top two is hakimun and hukam. They both mean judges, or those who pass judgment. Now hakimun denotes those who are passing judgment, or those who are engaged in this act, while hukam is actually a title for these people. Similarly, katibuna denotes those who write, possibly authors, so those who are writing, while the jama' kutab actually denotes a title for these people, authors. Now we have this sentence in front of us. ذهبنا إلى المحكمة فوجدنا الحكام حاكمين بالقضية. Now this translated means we went to the courthouse, the mahkama, and we saw, or we found, وجدنا, that the judges, the hukam, were issuing a verdict, hakimina, regarding a legal matter, bilqadiyya. So, as you can see by translation, here, hukam is a title. It's what they are. They're judges. We found the judges, or we saw the judges. And then we have hakimina, the other plural, the jama' salim, being used here like a verb. So hakimina here means issuing a verdict or judging. And then we have bil qadiyya. This is a jar majroor that's associated with hakimin. So you notice here, hakimin has the meaning of an action. So you can see how hukam and hakimin have their own usage, and we can't interchange one with the other. For example, we can't say وجدنا الحكام حكام بالقضية, or وجدنا الحاكمين حاكمين بالقضية, or to put them in the other way around, وجدنا الحاكمين حكام بالقضية. That is incorrect to say that. Now here حاكمين is mansub, and this is because it's coming as an attribute to al-hukam. So it was possible actually to say وجدنا الحكام يحكمون بالقضية, using the verb, but here the ism is being used, and that's done for more emphasis. Examples in the Quran. So this is a verse in Surah At-Tawbah. It says وَالْحَافِظُونَ لِحُدُودِ اللَّهِ, and those who observe the limits set by Allah. So here we have the ism fa'il being used. It's talking about those who observe the limits set by Allah, and this obviously indicates action, something that happens constantly. Now there's another plural which is on the pattern of Jam' Taksir, Huffaz. Now as I said, Huffaz denotes more the ism or the state. It's disassociated from action, so that's why it was not used here. Now for example, let's say we want to speak about the scholars who have preserved the religion, who actually have spent their life dedicated to learning the religion and preserving the religion. One of the titles we'll call these scholars is Huffaz, as a title. You can see it's not denoting action, it's denoting a state or an ism. Next ayah, it says, and we have sent the fertilizing winds and sent down water from the sky and given you drink from it. And then the last part, وَمَا أَنْتُمْ لَهُ بِخَازِنِينَ, and you are not its retainers. Now this khazinin is ism fa'il from the verb khazana, which means to guard, to store, to preserve. And we have, for example, the word khizana, which means a storeroom. So we get a number of meanings associated with the act of preserving and guarding. So what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying is that you are not the preservers of this. You have no say in this. It's we that do this. So here the blessings of Allah is mentioned, which are actions. And we have sent the fertilizing winds and sent down water from the sky. فَأَسْقَيْنَاكُمُوهُ, and we have given you drink from it. So this action is being mentioned here. So what was more appropriate was to use a plural closer to the action. Okay, this is also the Ghafir. It says وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ فِي النَّارِ لِخَزَنَةِ جَهَنَّمَ. So this is the word. أُدْعُوا رَبُّكُمْ يُخَفِّفُ عَنَّا يَوْمًا مِنَ الْعَذَابِ. This will be a very terrible state that the disbelievers are in. And those in the fire will say to the keepers of hell. Here the keepers, the ones who preserve and guard the hell, are being referred to as khazana. The Jam' Taksir is being used to note the ism. So what scholars say, إن الخازنين تفيد الفعلية بخلاف خزنة. So this here is close to the fi'l, as we said, while khazana refers to a group of angels responsible for preserving and guarding the hellfire. So here it's referred to as a title rather than somebody engaged in the action. Now, if you remember in the last lesson, we spoke about the difference between these three plurals, Mauta, Amwat, and Mayyitun, or Mayyitin in the Nasb and Jar. So you notice this is Jam'u Salim here. So you wouldn't be surprised to know that this is used for an action, the action of dying, to die. So the verse says, ثُمَّ إِنَّكُمْ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ لَمَيِّتُونَ, and indeed after that you are to die. You will go through this process. So here it's talking about the action.